Joining us now is Kavita Gupta, fintech TV co-founder and Delta Blockchain fund founder. And Kavita, I don't know, the market seems to at times come to grips with China's actions, and there was nothing completely new or shocking about China, given what we've seen up to this point, probably. And they've got their own concerns with their own currency and everything else. The question is that if China can do it, can't other countries do that? If they, for whatever reason, if the United States decided, look, this is threatening our the hegemony of the dollar, couldn't they do it? Isn't that something to worry about? It's still 43,000.
Hey, Joe. Good morning. I think this China's crackdown news is, first of all, nothing new. It's been happening. You have not been allowed to convert your RMB into any sort of cryptocurrency in the last couple of years. And so I think it's the old news which gets sensationalized, it affects the market, and we all start talking about it. But at the same time, I think having a USD or a fiat currency pegged coin versus actually going into a cryptocurrency, which no individual government can just go and print, is a complete different story. You can have the buckets between RMB to USD or USD to Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, the cryptocurrency market is very much governed by the global markets which are happening and which is within crypto and the products which are getting built on it. So you could see, though, there was a 5% down last week within the news of it, but Bitcoin market picked up, and especially look at Ether, which has been very much purely resting on 3K, went down a little bit, but picked up again.
Right. The what does it matter in China whether that country decides that Bitcoin is not going to be part of the ecosystem? And can they actually, wouldn't they have to actually enforce that? And will they? Like, do they enforce that the kids aren't watching more than 3 hours worth of TV or video, whatever it is that they're enforcing? Can people still do peer-to-peer transactions in China, or is the risk too great that they could be punished harshly?
So that has always been a black box, right? We are talking about a country, even IMF doesn't have a real numbers, and you just have to take the artificial GDP or the inflation numbers which you get from there. This is the country we are talking about who is basically doing a crackdown on education of all the things, right? As you just mentioned. You have Huobi, you have OKX, you have two biggest exchanges still running out of China. You have, they are doing peer-to-peer transactions on crypto. That's been going on. Huobi listing is still very important. OKX listing is still very important in the whole token economy in the crypto world. But can you have every other shop? The only thing they say, you cannot convert RMB into crypto, but if you are already in crypto, anything and everything happening there. Some of the biggest projects are coming out of Hong Kong. So for me, it is just like, again, hey, we want to stay controlled. We want to know exactly where RMB is going and where USD or any other currency coming into the country. But ultimately, the beauty of cryptocurrency is that you really just can't control that. You can control your borders, but this is borderless. And that's what I love about cryptocurrencies.
What kind of body language are you seeing from the most recent comments from what is happening in the United States, Kavita and Gensler, regarding, I don't know, stable coins, regarding an eventual digital currency from the U.S. government? What do you think is going to happen?
I feel like I always have said, having regulations are good, give us clarity so that whatever direction we go, we can go in a good way. But like going back to the same thing which I have talked again and again, you have to be smart enough to do it. And we did think that Gary coming, teaching at MIT, his courses, coming into the space, would understand how this whole decentralized finance world moves with 4 to 5 different uncustodian wallets. You just can't keep on taxing that. If stable currency is a security, then come out and lay the rule that this is what securities are. tracking down on exchanges, tracking down on layer one solution without having clarity is my biggest problem. You have the clarity, let people decide, is this the product they want to build, or is this the product they want to build in this country? Look at what Portugal, Greece, and some of the European countries are doing. Portugal went out and said no capital gain and losses or no capital gain taxes on crypto to attract all this talent out there. We are literally building Singapore, Portugal, now Greece, different hubs. And I think we should really, really make sure that we don't, we regulate it, but we regulate it to really support and save retail investors, but not really shut everybody down the opportunity.